What's poppin', people? Welcome back to Roast, Boast, and Toast podcast. I'm your host, Magno. We got Dre in the house today. We got Kev.
What's up, y'all?
And we got special guest Toni joining us with us.
Hey, I'm in here.
You good? You feeling good?
Yeah, I feel good.
Same.
The ladies been wanting this. Know what I mean,
They chose me as their team.
they chose her as the one, the savior. We've been treating the women good on the show, by the way.
I heard you
but
weren't, but
we fixed some things.
All right,
we
that's
messed up in some areas, but we fixed it.
Not we. Yeah, definitely not me.
I'm staying here.
I know I'm good.
Yo, ladies, if you think Dre and Kev said anything messed up, please let us know. We got
I
a
think
DM.
women are God's gifts.
I know. Hold on. I know y'all two says
Wait,
Why you?
I know. You cleared yours.
my
Yo, he
name.
was snitched out. Quit you
Dre.
pointing at me.
I mean,
Kevin says
hey man, that's Amanda's.
I
love
can't
for you
believe this is
again.
how we're starting off the show. But anyways, to get to the first order of business, we're starting off with the roast section. And the first topic at hand is you guys obviously seeing what Kanye West been doing out there. I just kind of wanted to see where you guys stand with him now. Like, after all the antics he's had on Twitter, the support that he's thrown to a certain presidential candidate, does that change your perspective on him? Do you separate the artist from the music, or do you take it as a package?
I mean, who they are and what they're going through, they put that in their music. You know what I mean? Like, that's the energy they give through the songs that they produce. So I feel like even in the latest song that he just has with, is it Lil Uzi Vert? I forget all these new artists, but he did a song with them. He's featured on it, and he even brings that up, his political views or whatever the case may be. And so I definitely think it does have an effect on the person's music. I'm not judging whoever's listening to it, even though like low key in my mind I'm like, like that's what I've been doing lately.
I saw on your Instagram that you were listening to the People versus Ye, or Ye versus the People. What was your thoughts on that track?
I thought it was genius. I was in love with the concept of a conversation happening like in a song. Like they're literally just rapping how they feel about their political views or about one another, about what they've been through. So I think that's really, really dope that they brought it to something that they love to do. You know what I'm saying? Something that they were gifted with. They put it to good use. Not saying that they haven't over the past years, but I just thought it was really great that they brought it back. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Just the conversation and them listening to each other and responding, in a healthy way.
Do you guys still consider like Kanye West a musical genius?
I would say musical, just in terms of his music. For me, I don't know. It's not the same for me anymore. And this is even going more so from with him like marrying Kim Kardashian and stuff and being part of like that type of lifestyle. Reality series type of lifestyle. I'm like, okay, whatever. But now going to like what he says about like what you said, president that shall remain nameless. I don't know, man. That's just taking it to another level where it's kind of like, dude, what are you like? Come on, man. You even have other, you even have other rap artists that are like
I feel like
coming down on him and for good reason too, And so I'll just say like in terms of music, like what he's put out lately, there's a song out there. I forgot what it's called. What are the lyrics? Poopity scoop. Scoop.
Oh yeah, that's one of his other tracks.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't even know that came out.
Are you kidding me?
Boopity scoop.
Yeah.
No way. I'm afraid now. Like
it's charting.
Yeah, but yeah, it's charting. But I also heard
That's power.
I heard Ye versus the People. I wasn't really too much impressed with that one either. So just in terms of his music, like I don't know. It's to me,
He's dying.
It's kind of dying down. But I will say his fashion stuff and specifically the shoes, Yeezys. I'm still going to support that because I'm a fan of the shoes. I'm a fan of the style, the Boost technology and Adidas.
Have you seen the new Yeezys?
Well, the ones that I like, they're fine.
But
There's some of them that recently came out.
The new ones that are like chunky. And
the chunky one. Yeah.
Everybody's rocking them.
Yeah.
All the kids in middle school and high school that we used to roast who wore kicks like that look like the old school Reeboks.
They're still nice, though.
No.
You guys really like those shoes?
You a hype
Some of them.
beast.
Some of them I
hype
like.
beast,
No,
bro.
I am. I love. Yeah, that's fine.
Desert rats
Oh, thank you.
Desert rats aren't bad.
I mean,
Desert rats? Yeah, those are fine.
The gray ones aren't bad.
I have yet to see.
There's another tan colored ones that are really nice.
They built like you drive a
The
minivan.
black and like blue ones.
Yeah.
They're mad thick and chunky. Right?
Yeah, and then there's
Chunky
one,
shoe.
the 700s, which are like the dad looking shoes that are like gray and neon green and like blue and all these colors. I'm a fan of those. I know you don't like them.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I just feel like people are being ripped off.
Those look like Buzz
I don't
Lightyear
know.
shoes.
Like I feel like
They
the
do.
price that they're going for, they're not shoes that I would pay that much for.
But you can always
that's you,
resell
though.
them. The
What was
resale value on that is
Then you
really
don't really
high.
like them. Then you only buy them for profit.
Like I feel like I buy shoes to wear them.
Oh, and I do too. That's why I'm gonna continue to wear his shoes. But just in terms of music, I don't know.
He's
Not-
also reaching to a different demographic with those shoes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Absolutely.
like everybody was rocking the Yeezys.
Now the
I feel like that
Caucasians got
was
something.
yeah. I felt like that was universal. But now that he's taken on this new look, it's gonna target a certain type of crowd. And you don't see none of these ball players rocking them. I mean, obviously they're not going to now. But what I'm saying is even prior to this, if he came out with those shoes, it just depends on who you're targeting. So at the end of the day, I don't think he was making those shoes keeping his boys in mind. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, this is my thoughts on Kanye West. Like, Kanye West wants the respect of white people. He wants to be able to say the most outlandish, crazy things, and have no effect on them. Kind of the same way Trump has been able to just say all these crazy things, and people just overlook it. Especially the people that voted for him. You put someone else in that position that Trump is in, and they wouldn't be able to say that. So I feel like Kanye West wants that same power, and in a way, that's what he admires about Trump. That name is ugly, but
It wasn't before in the rap game. Everybody was rapping about Trump. You feel me?
not me.
Well, not everybody. I know. You know what I mean.
I know. No, but you're right. Yeah, everybody used to bring up his name.
Just because he was, he had
Because
money.
he's a billionaire or a millionaire, whatever he is. But I think that's where he stands. That's why he's doing all these things, I feel. Because he wants that respect in a demographic that, to be honest, is never going to respect him at that level.
And not only that, I feel like he already had that power, though, to just say whatever. Even T.I. addressed it in the song, which I thought was hilarious.
There's a difference, though, between the fashion world and the music world, though.
What do you mean?
The fashion world does not like a charismatic person like Kanye West that has a mic. Now, you could be crazy because all these fashion designers are probably
not
crazy.
quiet.
But when's the last time you heard of someone in the fashion world speak out kind of like Kanye West has? You know what I'm saying? They prefer you to be silent. But because he has a microphone
Yeah.
in his face, they're like, nah, we can't accept you into our world until you shut off the mic. And that's where you see all the rants from like Sway and
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
and when he went up to like Breakfast Club and they were asking him like, you got all this money, why can't you create your own? He wants to have the notoriety of Ralph Lauren, Givenchy, or you know what I'm saying, Versace, whatever it is. And I feel like he hasn't been. I forgot the dude he mentioned in the Charlemagne interview, but there was one of his friends that entered the fashion world, and he's actually getting the respect from all the designers.
Virgil Abloh, yeah.
So
Off-White.
So that guy is getting all the respect that Kanye West wishes he had. And I know you could hear it in the interview with Charlemagne. He sounds bitter. He sounds like, oh, this guy achieved the goal that I wish I could get.
That's what Virgil studied.
Virgil
Was
studied
fashion.
fashion.
Virgil's thing was fashion.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
that makes
That's
sense.
the only reason they became friends, because they had similar tastes. It
Yeah.
wasn't that he was a rapper too, and then he's like, yo, this is just my lane, I'm gonna stick to it.
Yeah, yeah.
He wants to be 100 and everything. But I think, and I guess I hear what you're saying too, because, but at the end of the day, you have to feel confident with where you're at.
Yeah.
If you are doing something on the side, it's on the side. You know what I mean? And I felt like he was being so successful with his line, being a rapper, being an artist. I feel like that was a huge deal. Like, Beyonce, when she came out with, what was her line? It was a fashion line. See, I don't even remember what it's called.
Where she was selling
With her mom. It was like,
print screen T-shirts over Gildan shirts,
yeah,
ripping
like,
people off like
yeah,
50
like
off.
it was just or the stuff, the designs were just overdone. Like
Yeah.
it just like there was too much detail in the shirts and the jeans. It was just way too much, and I feel like it flopped. But she took another route and continued to just brand herself instead of branding, like taking up fashion even deeper until she came out with Blue Ivy later on. But that's after being inspired by her daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like you have to be confident in what you're already great in. And Beyonce knows she's a killer performer. She's a killer artist. So she's like, you know what? I'm gonna keep killing it at this. Anything else I do is on the side. So if it flops, I'm gonna just try something else.
Yeah.
But I think Kanye wants to be 100% accepted with everything that he does and be at the top of everything.
Yeah.
You can't have it like that.
Now, hearing you guys question.
I also think with Kanye,
me what
like,
you
he's
feel
trying to
about
introduce
this.
the fact that just because you're black doesn't mean you have to be Democrat. Just because you're white, you don't have to be
Yeah.
Republican.
So
So he introduces the platform to have that discussion
yeah.
in terms of just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat.
Right.
Now, the way he approaches is not necessarily the best approach, but he actually opens up an avenue to have that discussion.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I do appreciate. I'm not gonna lie.
So
Like, for
just
him saying that.
for the people that probably can't hear it
Yeah.
on the podcast, they were saying that Kanye West introduces this frame of thought that you don't have to be a Democrat just because you're black. That you can choose to be a Republican if you want to, or whatever other party you decide to go with. And you were saying?
Oh, I done spaced out. I totally agree with that. Like what he's just said, because I feel like it gives an opportunity for those who felt like they couldn't voice their opinions, or
Right.
to say, you know, I actually am a Republican as a black person. It's like they felt like they couldn't
Right.
share their views or state their opinion because everybody just assumed if you're black, you're a Democrat.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bad time to be a Republican, whether you're black or white right now.
True.
With a lot of the minority
Or
that are
Democrat.
Republicans, it's more that they agree with certain topics, not all of them. You don't
Right.
have to agree with it. Like, not every Democrat agrees with every
Exactly. Every
topic on
policy.
the Democratic side.
Yeah.
It's just that there's certain stuff that they.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
think about like imprisonment of black people, part of that was backed up all the way back to the Clintons.
Yeah, Clinton's
And those-
imprisoned a lot of black
so
people.
A lot of the issues that we the black people face, especially with the mass incarceration, relate back to some of the views and the notions that Democrats actually established.
I mean, it started with
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan, but
Oh.
Clinton's kind of like pushed it to the forefront. And I wanted to get, because you guys, it was interesting hearing you guys say, like, you said you would still support Kanye West's shoe line.
Yeah.
A little subtopic that I want to have under this is, how do you guys feel about Spotify? So at first I thought Spotify had taken down R. Kelly's work. And what's the other guy's name? XX
Extension.
XXX Tentacion.
XX Tentacion.
Is that really how it's
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
I
that's it.
thought they took down 6
I keep saying
Extensions?
No,
extensions.
you said it right.
XXX Tentacion.
Yeah, because he has an accent over there. Oh.
Yeah.
Ah,
I refuse to call him X because only DMX can get that. But I guess they stopped highlighting. They stopped highlighting the music in Spotify. I thought Spotify had taken their music down,
Right.
which I would have had a problem with because
Right.
No, they clarify that in their
Yeah.
statement.
I don't
read the whole
think
thing.
any
don't
music
really
stream
read
should
that
have
either.
that power, like at all.
So they just
You feel like no music stream
they
should
no
have that?
longer curate playlists. with
Yeah.
their music, basically.
I like had Spotify taken down their music, like taking it off their platform. I would not have agreed with that. I don't care what the person did. They could have killed the president, whatever. I don't think that. No, I don't think they should hold that power. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they should hold that power. In the sense of limiting who you get to listen to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you're taking away the choice from the people, and they're not record labels for them to be like, oh, we're gonna take down this artist's music and not. That's one of the reasons I don't put my own music on those platforms.
But also, I was just gonna say the reason, I don't know if people know this, but the reason why Spotify decided to, decrease the music of R. Kelly and XXX Tentacion is because of the
allegations.
I mean,
R. Kelly
at this
has
point,
one, like,
at this
sex-
point, it's not really allegations. It's pretty much facts.
He has a
With
sex dungeon.
R. Kelly has like stuff with like younger women.
Yeah,
like
sex dungeon
traffic-
cult.
Sex dungeon cult, whatever, with
And
younger
then
women.
XX
Sex
Tentacion
dungeon.
has his domestic.
He has a domestic
Where you get a dungeon
violence
from?
thing on him. Yeah. What? What happened?
Where you
Who do you
create
go
it.
to have a dungeon?
I have no idea.
Oh, my dungeon 10 by 12.
No, this is legit. Where like R.
That is
Kelly
legit, though.
has like sex slaves
That's
that are like teenagers. So in a way, like I do get why Spotify is limited because, like I said, there is.
No, I get
You don't
that
wanna be
part.
associated with
Exactly.
something
You don't
like
want to
that.
be associated.
I agree with like not highlighting the music or putting the
Right.
music in a
Correct.
playlist. If
Correct.
people want to search for it, that's fine.
That's on their own.
Yeah, that's on their own.
Yeah.
R. Kelly hasn't even had a hit in so long anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie,
R.
Kelly. Ex Tentacion.
Yes.
He makes good music. I'm not gonna front. Like I'm gonna say
Really?
that. He
I
makes
have yet to
real,
hear a
I
song,
heard
though.
it some. They're okay. Yeah.
he makes music that I feel like all right, it's decent. Like it's not what I expect
Right.
from someone his age, and especially with all the mumble rappers and
Right.
all the garbage that people put out.
Yeah.
Like
Now-
you were saying
Like who?
Nah,
Oh,
nah.
okay.
I want to hear the name.
Okay.
What are you about
No,
to
it's
put
okay.
out there?
A lot of
No, but I
names.
was just gonna say,
Yeah.
I think I do know where you're kind of coming from. Are you
Yeah.
asking sort of like, should Kanye's music get because of like what he's been saying about Trump?
Yeah,
or
like to
whatever?
tie it in, like
Sure,
you know
sure.
how some people like feel like because he's saying all these controversial things, should
Right.
we give him a spotlight? You know?
See, I think those are two different situations because R. Kelly's and Tentacion's problems, those are more like, geez, like wow, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas Kanye, it's more of like,
His views.
yeah, his views, and he's always
So slavery was a choice.
he's always.
Yes, you know what I mean?
You know
That's a crazy statement. So like,
and what's interesting is
All right,
that
now go ahead. Anyone watching this is gonna be like,
let her go, let her go, let her
They're
go.
waiting. No, like there's some people, because I've thought about this, I really have. There's some people who would take that statement and say slavery was a choice. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, them coming over here, being forced to come to America on a boat, some slaves chose to die because they didn't want to live like that.
yeah.
You feel me? So when it comes down to that, like if you
Like
want to
everything-
get technical, everything is a choice.
Everything's a choice technically,
I just think in the way that he was going about it, it's like, damn, bro.
Right.
but
Why-
it's
like-
not much of a choice.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
not. Right. And which is why I also love the fact that on social media, black people have taken over in terms of like
The
the
memes.
and stuff. Like
Black Twitter.
Black
Yes.
Twitter.
that picture with the guy.
Black Instagram, man. They went ham after that. And I thought it was genius. I
If
mean,
slavery was a choice, the hashtag.
yeah, it just goes to show you how strong we are. Like, I mean, you could give us so many hits, even our own might turn against us, but at the end of the day, like, we still stand strong. We're like, all right, man, you
Word.
a joke.
True.
You a joke. So,
True. No, I liked how that was handled, and this leads us on to like the next topic. Like,
why you shaking
is there?
your head, though?
I know you always.
something else, bro.
Doesn't he make you just suck your teeth and be like,
I think he just sit at home. He said, "I'm gonna say some outlandish stuff."
like he genuinely be sitting at home with his
Drinking
kids.
tea, bro. Drinking
It's the-
tea. Just
Green
like, I'm about to
tea,
fire
no
him up
honey.
tomorrow.
It's the age of trolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
But this next topic, I wanna ask y'all this question: is beauty only in the eye of the beholder,
He laughing. I want him to go first.
or can we also say some things are universally beautiful? What you
Go
think?
ahead.
Don't ask me
Wait,
first.
what do you mean?
No,
Yeah,
you
you,
going first?
you barely said stuff, bro.
You started laughing.
I know, you
and
laughing.
You have
we
something
were
to
talking
say.
about it earlier. Remember how she was saying like, if a dude call you ugly,
If
you
a
really
dude calls,
you
so
really
if a dude
gotta
calls
go.
another dude ugly, like that makes him out
17 out
makes
of
him
times
automatically
out of 10,
ugly.
he probably
I
ugly.
mean,
but no,
Go ahead. What you,
you was already. You had the saliva. Go ahead.
You were
Go.
laughing.
I'm trying to see where I'm gonna piggyback off.
You
You.
know
Go
how
ahead.
ugly you gonna be for a guy to be like, yo, you.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
That is
That's what I'm
true.
saying. I did say
You gotta
before
be
we
really
started
ugly
this,
for a guy to like be like, yo,
you ugly,
you kind
bruh.
of ugly, bro.
Like,
Like,
I like one day I was sitting down. We were in the.
does it
gym or
work the same way
whatever.
for women?
If
Like,
another girl calls you ugly,
Yeah.
now you don't take
No,
that serious.
they be hating sometimes.
What you mean?
so we shouldn't take women
on that level
serious.
because another dude.
Like, it's,
Nah, I did not say that. What I did say was that if another female decided to say you ugly anyway,
yeah.
I'm gonna go off and pick out things that are ugly about you too.
No, be bigger.
Be big. No. Yo, where's this coming from? Where's this coming from?
Is this a new side of him?
He even sounded different too. He's like, be bigger.
No, I am bigger. No, I am bigger in that sense where I wouldn't come at her, but at the end of the day, I shouldn't be in that kind of conversation anyway. I don't think I would put myself. I'm not the type of female to put myself in that.
My
situation.
question is, why is a guy even judging another guy's
If he
look
that
to
ugly,
begin with.
that's what you gotta do.
Exactly.
That's
But
your
I think
duty.
like
Hell
a
no,
roast
it's like,
is your duty.
That's your duty.
Like, I mean, like, I'm never gonna go to another guy. I can acknowledge the dude's ugly. I'm never gonna be like, yo, fam, you ugly.
No, but it's not like that though. The way that I heard it, it's like in roasting. Like, oh, he was so ugly, and that's how it comes
And
out.
he feel it too.
And
He's like, yeah, I'm ugly.
He stays quiet. Like,
Every time you roast me, you call me ugly, bro. Why you always call me
do
ugly?
that, man.
Every time.
Every time. Like, I've heard it in a roasting manner. So that's why I said that. But even in
Alright.
him saying that, there's always a little bit of truth in a roast. You feel me?
Yeah.
When somebody says just kidding, they're not all the way kidding. That's not a joke. It came from somewhere. There was some
true.
truth in that. You feel me?
That's
So,
true.
like, if somebody's like...
I mean, I disagree with that statement, but in general, I can see,
it
like,
depends on what you say.
yeah.
So if you're saying, man, if somebody says, "With your duck-looking feet," I'm gonna be like, "Duck-looking feet? What do you mean?" But I've heard some outlandish roast, like, you know what I mean? It's just,
saying that?
I'm just giving an example.
I mean, the reason I say that is because I've called Axel a hobbit, but I would never insult hobbits like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna need y'all to post a picture of this man so everybody can see the disrespect.
but I would never insult the hobbit like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm never.
Wait, so you wouldn't insult a hobbit, but you will insult my man?
That's your man? I thought that was Jen's man.
Boy, don't even.
Take that out. Cut it right here. Cut it right here.
And that concludes today's show. Nah.
Nah, but no.
You know what I mean.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying like some jokes. I feel like there's people that can joke and not really like mean what they're saying.
No,
Like, it's
because
just-
if he
it's
was
just a
6
joke.
foot tall, you wouldn't call him a hobbit.
Exactly.
You know how many times I make fun of
because
this guy?
he's short, somewhat. So like if you said,
You know how many times I make fun of
you
Andre the
can't tell me
Giant
I'm
over
black
here?
as hell and I'm white. You're not gonna call me
Andre
that.
the Giant over here? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, but you're taller than most.
you're taller than most people at the
So
city.
therefore,
Like,
what he's saying, there's some fact to that. Like you
Yeah,
formed
okay.
that from somewhere. You
Like,
made
yeah, he's
that.
But you call
tall.
someone ugly, there's no like kind of. Like I
True,
want to
I
make
get,
sure.
oh, I get
wanna
it.
make sure.
I get it now. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is what it is.
It is.
They're calling a spade right there. Like, so that's where that came from. But in terms of the question that you're bringing up about
It's beauty.
about beauty if it's in the eye of the beholder, I feel like it is, but you definitely took it from somewhere. So
What do you mean it is, but you took it from somewhere?
So, like, we don't raise ourselves. So we don't come out the womb thinking we're popping. We're beautiful.
Okay.
It has to come from somewhere. So it's either your parents or
It's nurtured.
It's nurtured. Like, you're beautiful. Oh my gosh, pretty girl, or oh, handsome boy. Like, you know what I mean? It's always being spoken to you. So there's some people that was like, it got stuck in their heart and cemented. So it doesn't matter who tells them anything. It's like,
I want to bring a different light. You guys talking about like calling someone ugly. Now, is it okay to lie to someone that they're beautiful?
Jesus loves them.
We're not talking about Jesus right now.
Why not? I know.
We're talking
Jesus
about
cool. Me and him.
someone physically, how they look. Because there's universal beauty.
I don't.
And then there's people that, you know.
He's
I feel like to be honest.
now.
No.
Keep the
I'm
same energy,
not
fam.
saying I'm gonna call someone ugly.
Keep the
You know what I mean? I'm not
same
saying I've gotten on people's case. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'm knocking the door down. But I feel like if you gonna come at them, like, just don't say nothing, bro, because they ugly to you. Because
That's what I was gonna say.
I've definitely seen some people. And I'm just like, yo, God,
I'm saying,
was
like,
sprinkle something on you
But
to
is
get
it
the man.
bad to lie to someone that,
Like, no.
or he didn't sprinkle enough.
like, for
one is
example,
it?
I'm saying because they gotta do it. And I'm like, I mean, he ugly too, though. So, no, okay, let's start that over. I'm just saying that I think beauty is an eye of the beholder because there's been situations. I think
Solely?
anyone,
solely?
yeah. If someone thinks
So you don't think there's like universal beauty?
I'm not gonna no because I've had a lot of people say Beyonce is ugly and Beyonce is technically universally beautiful.
I mean, without the makeup, she looks different.
I mean,
She
yeah,
still look good.
Yeah, she does. Rihanna.
What's
How
the
about
debate?
Rihanna?
I never thought Rihanna.
Beehive
I never
alert.
thought Rihanna looked good. I never
Beehive
thought
alert.
Rihanna looked good. I'm not attacking Beyonce. I said she looked different.
No, but you said Rihanna don't look pretty.
I don't think Beyonce. I don't think Rihanna's pretty. That's me.
I gotta see your
All right,
ex-girlfriend, bro.
Navy alert. Navy alert.
I gotta see
Beehive,
your
I'm Navy.
ex-girlfriends, bro.
Y'all never seen their forehead? Am I just the one tripping here?
I mean,
All pretty girls got big foreheads, bro. All pretty girls got big.
I
Yo,
don't know,
oh God,
fam.
yo.
Hold on.
I don't know, fam.
I'm not saying because she got a big forehead, she's pretty, but I'm saying For the most part, if they pretty, big forehead is one of the symptoms they get.
I don't know,
One of the
fam.
symptoms.
Yeah, one of the symptoms.
That's not a bad thing. Apparently, they getting chose.
Yeah, if they get chosen, it's all, but I just don't think Rihanna's pretty. That's me.
Who
Like,
else?
I'm not
Who
saying
else you don't
that's
think
not
is pretty?
universal law.
Who else you don't think is pretty?
I don't know. You
No,
asking me
I
questions.
gotta hear
It's
this.
not like I sit.
I wanna hear-
I don't sit at home like, yo, this girl's ugly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but when you see them and you're like, yeah, I don't know what's all the hype.
for
about this
example,
person.
he likes Kate Beckinsale. I don't
Who the heck
think
is that?
Underworld.
New World.
don't even know what that
she
is.
can't. I don't know what else.
Beckinsale?
Kate Beckinsale.
I'm gonna look her
I mean,
up.
Underworld?
How you spell
Underworld. That's what I said, right?
Oh,
I don't think she's
Underworld
dope.
with the black hair.
Underworld.
Yeah.
No,
She
he
She's like
said
a dope
Underworld.
that?
vampire.
Kate Beckin.
Kate
Kate
Beckinsale.
Beckinsale.
She's like a white
Sale.
actress.
Why
Now,
you know
mind you, I'm.
Sale.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
She's cute.
Good answer.
you built different, bro. You built way different.
What?
Who?
Is that the girl who jumped off the tower, like the main star? Her?
Yeah, the vampire.
She's cute.
It's not right.
Nah.
She got a big forehead.
Does she?
Her forehead
I
come
don't
out.
know.
Yo,
Never know.
my guy. She got stories on that.
Yeah,
girl.
it's like boop boop.
See, it could be a thing.
Levels. Like,
It could,
There's levels to it.
it could be a thing that I don't like girls with big foreheads.
Yeah,
so
there's
like,
levels.
nah,
it makes sense.
Do you
'cause
think she's cute?
Oh.
You.
Me?
he's asking you?
Oh
yeah.
yes, I said she's cute.
A lot of
That's
people
with
think she
makeup
is.
on. Look at her.
but
look
she's
at her
not
real quick.
universally beautiful. I don't think, because I never even heard her name before.
Who's universally beautiful? to you?
Beyonce?
That's somebody that
You-
everybody.
Beyonce's
would
not-
I've heard-
consider-
I can
Not
count on
everybody
one
thinks
hand.
Beyonce looks
I
good.
can count
though.
on one hand how many males that I've heard say that she's not pretty.
Shakira's universally beautiful.
Anyone that comes
Shakira.
from Colombia.
Oh wow.
Shakira is
She's
universally beautiful.
She's cute.
Before or after plastic surgery?
Who?
What? She didn't have plastic.
No, but you said from Colombia. I said anyone before or after plastic surgery.
Yeah, I'm all natural. So I
She
know.
was on
Not
plastic.
you.
She had plastic surgery.
No.
All right,
just
nah.
a cute
Nah.
thing.
So I mean, universal beauty.
I think there.
I think there's a general. You know how they choose and what is it? Time magazine.
I think it's generational.
Like that guy
Generational,
was
that's
that was
true.
the guy
Because-
that won like
Sexiest
hottest
man
man,
alive?
sexiest man alive. Was
David
it-
Beckham or something?
No, it was some
Let's-
country star.
Oh, Blake Shelton.
I was
Blake
shocked.
Shelton.
Blake
I
Shelton.
mean,
yeah.
Why is he ugly?
Why is he ugly?
Yeah.
I mean, I think
think he's
what
sexiest
made
man
him. I
alive?
think what made him sexy. I feel like they encompassed all of him. His humor,
Okay.
his look.
What's wrong with that?
I don't think
He make
I don't
you
think
laugh?
There's nothing wrong with that.
He make you laugh?
He's funny. I think
He
he's
make
funny.
you laugh. He's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I watch The Voice here and there when I can.
If that's
If
the
I feel
case,
like
then
it.
I should have been like running for a couple
but
years.
you don't
but
find
they
him
don't know you.
attractive.
Like he's cute, but like it's like
Yes or no?
not-
Sexiest man alive?
Nah.
No.
All right.
I thought David Beckham won that.
No.
Maybe that was
he
years
won it
ago.
a couple
1 year.
years ago.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
what it was.
I
But
thought
you
this.
see-
I thought this topic
I
we
swear
were
I've seen a
gonna
magazine with him.
agree. Like, but I guess not. We weren't universally agreeing. But we don't have to close up this topic. And just a few. But any last thoughts on this?
on universal beauty.
Universal
Generational.
beauty.
Because if you look
Generational.
like,
I think y'all ugly.
that's why he don't got a
Daddy,
mic
son.
today.
Wait,
The one,
what?
the one that's not in front of the camera thinks we're ugly, but he's not. But he's not in front of the camera today.
Radio.
He has a face for radio.
But see, someone
But someone thinks
Yeah.
he's cute.
Someone thinks
Someone
he's cute,
out in the
so-
world thinks he's
It's
cute.
all
What matters?
like-
Someone, yeah,
Somebody
exactly.
thinks somebody's cute.
So there's always gonna be somebody who.
That's why I never.
Yeah,
Thinks
no,
you're-
that's
you're
true. There's
beautiful,
always
you know?
that's I agree with that. There's always
Yeah.
gonna be someone out there that's gonna
That's true.
find you
Yeah.
attractive.
Exactly.
Yup.
But that doesn't mean that ugly couples are cute. Nah, I'll never accept.
They cute
You know what I mean?
together.
They're cute together. Yeah, because
they
like
match
oh,
ugly. Like, no, I don't want to say that. I don't like the way. I don't want to end off like
they
that.
make cute babies though. They make
That's what I say.
they make cute
Look,
babies,
But then the babies grow up.
and then the babies grow up.
Nuh-uh,
Yeah.
I've seen some grow up.
So the
just
way that
fine.
it goes is either you go cute, ugly, cute. So from baby, teenager to adult, or you go
Yeah.
ugly, cute, ugly. You got to choose
True.
which path you want.
True.
the heck?
We're closing this out though. We'll be back. We'll be back with the bowl section up next. Stay tuned. All right, getting back into the bowl section. The first topic we have is we've all seen. Well, I haven't seen it yet. But
You was lying.
the people,
We've all seen it.
the people have seen Beyonce's Coachella performance, and there was a lot of stuff that was being said. Which, by the way, Chance the Rapper got in trouble for saying this, but people were saying that Beyonce's Coachella performance surpassed MJ for greatest perform. Like it made her surpass MJ for the greatest performer of all time. And Chance the Rapper had a speech. I forget at what university, and he mentioned Dillard University, and in his speech he said that her performance was the best performance he's ever seen over MJ. What's your thoughts on that?
Maybe I need to get a refresher.
Yeah, did he ever see MJ?
Exactly. I think
Like
I
live?
think
I don't think any of us have ever seen
No.
it.
no, we haven't.
I
So-
did one time.
But from
There's
videos, yeah.
One time.
But this is the one thing that people bring up. The one thing that people bring up with MJ's performance is that he made people faint just by standing there. But that's not
Yeah, not
performing.
making me
You
faint.
know what I'm saying? So
built
yeah,
different.
you made people faint, but you're not performing. So that doesn't make you a good performer.
He did all that
just
pelvic
because you made
thrusting.
people faint. Like that, you're still not performing. They're infatuated with his presence to the point that they faint. Anybody that idolizes another human being is gonna act like that.
Right.
But that's not to take away from NG's performance. I do think he's a top performer. I don't think that Beyonce surpassed him.
I think that he was more a lot of
coming for
hype.
ya.
I think that he's a lot of hype. I'm not saying he's not
Dang.
good. I'm not saying he's not good, but I'm saying his performances were more like
Is more of the name, you think?
for sure. I think a lot of his was just because of the name.
Damn.
But as an actual
MJ fans are gonna come at you.
I don't care. I've been had these joints, yo. I've been had these joints. But nah, I mean, I don't know. Hers are always intricate. They're like, you know what I mean? Like,
To me, Prince was the better performer. Prince and Janet Jackson beat Michael Jackson for
you
best
can
performance.
redo one of his performances like easy. Someone else can go and redo like, but hers.
If
I
Chris
don't-
Brown had never hit Rihanna, he surpassed Michael Jackson.
I think performance wise, that's regardless of whether or not he hit Rihanna.
I mean, yeah.
So you
like,
agree
What do you mean?
that Chris Brown is a better performer than MJ?
I think he's a great performer.
Yo,
Yeah,
you
I
gotta-
mean, I think dance moves,
Mm.
like, come on,
Killer.
like, absolutely phenomenal.
And
like,
he could still sing while
he can
in
still
transition.
sing doing it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's engaging the crowd.
Wow.
Like, just his.
I didn't think I was gonna find anyone that agreed with that statement, but
No, I do, because we're also forgetting the time too. Like, MJ wasn't about to do those moves.
Nah.
Those moves weren't even created.
Yeah.
So I think over time
Moonwalk.
we're completely
Yeah.
disregarding the fact that like new moves have come into play. So for each and every single performer, they were inspired by the one prior to, but now they have to create their own like legacy using what the culture has to offer. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes down to being better, I think time definitely takes over in that category. For MJ was the best at his time. Beyonce is the, you know what I mean?
I think because he's innovative too. Like
Yeah.
some of the stuff that he did, it was
Yeah.
like not seen by anyone. I think that's another big hype that he had.
It's different generations.
Exactly.
well, I mean, MJ didn't. Those weren't his moves.
But-
like the
But
moonwalk was.
what he did was take
He
it and
he
make
popularized.
But when you
it,
say
yeah.
moonwalk, if you
Exactly.
put a moonwalk right now, I bet you Michael Jackson will pop up.
of
I don't
course,
know
because he
homie's
popularized it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
He popularized.
So yeah, what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think that's another reason why it's hype because he was innovative.
Innovative, yeah,
Like
yeah.
the thing he did with the lean,
Yeah.
all that. You know what I'm saying?
Because
But-
even Beyonce
The
had,
lean is dope. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah.
that's
that lean was
that's
good.
dope.
Beyonce's a better performer than she is like a songwriter.
Beyonce is a better performer than
I
songwriter.
don't even know what
I don't
song
listen
she's
to her
ever written.
lyrics.
What's
Have she ever? She's written. She wrote that Kelly Clarkson song.
Since you've been on.
Since You've Been Gone, I think. Or
Okay.
it was one of Kelly Clarkson's hit she wrote.
Huh.
I don't know which
I
one.
mean, to find out that there were so many people on Who Runs the World, girls, stuff like that is like, all right.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're a great performer, but she's definitely not in the.
I think
singer-songwriter
Beyonce's
category.
overrated.
Who's in it?
What for Who Runs the World?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like the amount of writers. I think there was like 21 people that had to come together to figure out who runs, the, world? Girls,
Girls.
like the song. And for me, lyrically, it's like y'all really had to put in all that work for that.
Now, me and you off mic, we had a conversation about Beyonce's albums,
Have it on mic now.
and I remember I told you,
He's like, I'm here.
and I remember I told you that I would go and listen to her self-titled
Yeah.
and Lemonade.
Yeah.
Now her self-titled's dope. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah.
I was disappointed, like knowing that she didn't write most of those songs.
Mm-hmm.
Lemonade though, I think the album is mediocre.
Mediocre.
And I think like the
All
videos.
the sounds sound the same.
The videos helped her album. All the songs do sound the same, but I think that makes it cohesive. So it's not
Right.
necessarily a bad thing. But I think the music video. Oh, her albums. So her albums sound the same. I've only
I
listened to
disagree.
two.
I mean, how much can you do? Like, is this? Like,
I've only listened
I
to
disagree
two.
with that.
How much can you do? Go listen to Miles Davis, bro. He switched up every album. But that's a different conversation.
yeah.
She's also in one genre.
Yeah, she's also stuck to like, what is it, pop R&B?
Yeah, R&B.
Is it even R&B?
She's starting to trickle
starting to
into
rap.
the hip hop.
Yeah.
She's on tracks with Future. And her
She raps
husband.
better than most rappers. Like,
She
so-
raps in Spanish.
You know.
She rapped in
Like-
Spanish.
You know.
her verse,
Spanish?
she had
Yeah.
a verse like
yeah.
either
The
this
Gente?
year. Well, yeah, that verse she had on the DJ Khaled song.
Oh yeah.
That was
Top
this
off.
year, right?
Yeah.
Top off, that was this
Yeah,
year,
that verse was better
I
than
hate that
anything
song.
Logic ever wrote.
Wow.
You said, "Whoa."
Wow.
Not
Who
facts.
told me
You don't
to say
like
that?
you don't like Logic?
That's a different story, but
Yo, he's supporting people like
Nah, but-
suicide, bro.
but-
What's he doing?
I don't care who you
Dirty.
support.
Yo.
Oh wow. Okay.
No, but
let's move on.
I think so with the album Lemonade, I think the hype was around the videos. Now the videos are dope, like visually,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think the songs necessarily fit the narrative of the story that's going on in the videos. Now you may disagree. I don't know.
I see. I didn't want to make time to watch her videos. To be honest, I'm not like I'll just be
Are
straight
you
up.
you're not a fan of Beyonce?
I like Beyonce, but I'm not.
You're not like
Beehive. No.
okay, damn. They're gonna come after you too.
No, that's just me. I like. Here's the thing. Like I love her determination, and I love the fact that she can dance an entire song. And it's funny too. Before even coming, I was like watching her performances today, just like being inspired and encouraged. Like, wow, that's crazy that she continues to work to beat herself at like her previous thing. You know what I'm saying? To top herself, not everybody else, but
Right.
to top herself. Like, what was the last best thing I did? All right, let me try to be better than that. Like, that's encouraging for anybody and anything they do. You know what I mean? To push themselves to the point where it's like, okay, let me be better at this. But in terms of like, I don't know. There's so many underrated artists
There
that
are.
should be at the very top.
I agree.
Where she's at, but I think I don't know. I do believe that she is overrated. Like,
You got a couple names.
And I do think I'm gonna speak this just myself because I don't want to get you guys in trouble. But I think we should definitely. I think Chris Brown has paid his time. Like he's already like he's apologized. I think it's time that we let him come back to the spotlight. He's a great artist. He just dropped an album that was like 40
Yup.
tracks deep, and I'm not gonna
Full
lie,
Moon,
I
Broken
liked
Heart,
like at
something like
least 30 of them. So for someone to drop a 40 track album and me to like 30, like that's amazing.
yeah.
I don't,
'Cause you're
you know what I'm
picky.
saying? I am picky, yeah.
very
And he was on point. You know what I'm saying? He had like hit songs, he had like hype songs, love songs, like slow songs. He had everything in there. So I'm like,
It's literally a mixtape.
yep. And so I think it's time that we give him a break. Like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? He did what he did. Even Rihanna has forgiven him. We should too.
Are people still on his case about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are, yeah.
He can't do anything without people like just bringing that up.
You can give like $1,000 to a charity, like, we still beat me up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He could give like money to charities
It
and
is-
people will still bring that up.
At
Like,
this point, it's like America is trying to fight on her behalf, and she's like, "I've been done." I think the thing is like, yeah, why you got to keep this boy fighting for the rest of his life?
yeah.
Like, you know what I
Fighting
mean?
Like imagine
my
people
life.
imagine people held you on your worst mistake ever, like for the rest of your
Yeah.
life.
Like,
That, I
yeah.
think
That
and it's
sucks.
I mean, it's a terrible thing what he did, and like what they.
Yeah,
they
we're
got
not
into.
excusing that. We're
It's
not-
not being excused, but I think in the fact that like later on, as this person's trying to progress, like we need to be behind that person to progress,
Right.
not to, you know what I mean?
Because you're
Like,
holding them there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You want them to like to obviously change, but you're like,
yeah. But there's a lot of people out there like, nah, let him stay in the gutter. Like,
It's
we
like
don't want
jail.
him-
Like-
yeah, we don't want him coming out, and and it's really unfortunate. But I love the fact that he continued to push through. And if anything, when he was in that dark place,
He's
or
making fire.
he was just revving up to
Yeah.
just drop all that he possibly could. And whoever were his realest fans towards like in music, like they continue to push him and encourage him, which I believe, which is why he's like out in these streets and just still killing it. Like, I mean, it's unfortunate because in terms of like getting brands, you know what I mean, and being
Yeah.
a face and a name, it's really hard. So he created his own. He was like, all right, bet. And he still gets support. He still gets other hip hop artists, rap artists, or you know, like R&B artists still rocking his gear.
Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, like he's doing only what he can do, and he's doing it extremely well. and he's just gonna keep
Yeah.
going.
Nah, props to Chris Brown, man.
real.
And talking about people coming to the forefront. Last Tuesday, your man's Jordan Peele used to be my man, but your man's Jordan Peele. You know, he may
got
get he may Get Out. It was a great movie.
You don't like him?
But he dropped his poster for his new movie Us.
I gotta wait, but let me.
And it looked familiar.
Okay.
I look very familiar. You know, I was like, I seen this before somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And it looked, if you Google Magno Garcia, They Never Loved Us album, it's almost the exact same cover.
A lot of similar. The heart,
The heart,
the way it's like
the way the two faces is shaped to be a heart.
Yeah.
His faces are facing outwards.
The opposite.
Mine are facing inward. But you could even tell like in the hair structure of, and then like even like right beneath like their
Boy, you gotta
necks.
get you a sweet.
Right beneath their necks, they're like, he's trying to make jokes, but it's not working.
I don't care.
But like, right beneath their necks, like it's dripping, and then you have like the smoky white background. The title "Us."
Us.
They never loved us.
Yeah,
Like-
just that word alone.
Pretty original. I think.
So
Pretty original.
Wasn't never been used forever.
and so it's like one of those things. Is like he definitely. I'm gonna say this publicly. He definitely copied my album cover, but I don't think it was like he looked at it and was like, "I'm gonna copy this." You know, you have people that work with you on the team.
Exactly. They're looking for inspiration.
They're looking for inspiration.
So they brought.
He could have gave them the title Us, and he could have gave them like, look, this is what this movie's about. Do your work.
They Googled
They
us.
Googled. That might have popped up, and you know sometimes like it pops up like subconsciously, an image you've seen before, and you're thinking it's your idea, so you just like creating the artwork.
So what you gonna do?
Oh, we gonna handle that somehow.
We gonna.
But I'm not gonna, you know, I'm just having fun with it right now. So I
Yeah.
copied his poster to Get Out to
Yeah.
promote my album. You know,
That's
Modest.
what that was for.
Yeah, I'm petty.
I was like,
I'm petty.
Why you doing
I'm
this?
petty.
Everybody knows this is Get Out. I think that's the thing
to
too.
you, yeah.
Now that he has it, it's like
Call me Petty
everybody-
Wop.
All right,
Petty wop.
all right.
Except I got both my eyes. Not
That's why they call it Petty Wop.
He
That's
did
why they call me
that.
Petty
He
Wop,
did
you know
that. He did
Oh,
that.
Fetty.
No, but-
Oh, Fetty.
in all seriousness, I'm excited for the movie regardless. Now I have to see it.
I
Yeah.
don't know what it's about.
Like, I'll be,
I trusted
like-
my research.
Well,
if the
I mean-
last line in the movie is "They never loved us,"
Yeah,
oh,
that's
man.
obviously you.
Yeah.
And I'm a
No, but just coming off the success of Get Out and how amazing, not just the film did, but
The impact.
yeah, the impact of what of what it did for like the culture and whatever. Seeing what he has next is definitely going to be like intriguing for us.
The
you know?
spotlight is on him for sure.
Absolutely.
The spotlight just left us.
Yeah.
But
Spotlight is like, yeah.
I don't know.
Axel, do something. But yeah, so I remember too, because I was with you. I remember scrolling down and seeing it on my Twitter when he announced it. Like, this is gonna be the name of my new movie. And I remember like, I was like, whoa, because like initially, like the first thought was your album.
and you weren't the only one.
Yeah.
There was people that were sending me messages. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
He showed me the picture.
Axel.
So he showed me the picture and
Technical difficulties.
he showed me the picture, and that's when I was like, oh, let me look at it. And then like the next morning, I received like mad texts, like
Yeah.
DMs from people, and they were like, all they did was just show me the picture, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna address it. I just
Yeah.
wanted to wait till the morning.
Yeah.
He never really got to see it. I don't think so. But I mean,
should add him
there's
so he knows
nowhere.
real.
I did add him like 50 million times.
A lot of people like
a lot of
tagged
people
him,
tagged
yeah.
them too on Twitter. They retweeted it.
A lot of people got heated for you.
Yeah, a lot of people were mad for me. But the thing is, like,
That's deep.
I do think that,
That's unbelievable.
like, wow,
I'm gonna
that's
tell you this
deep.
right now. Disclaimer: a lot of things that I say sound mad sarcastic, but I'm dead like.
So
serious.
nice. That looks good.
Yeah, it'll come out like that, and
Girl,
yeah.
you're beautiful.
Your hair, it's soft.
Anyways, proceed, Magno. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. But I'm still gonna go see it. What about you
Oh
guys?
yeah.
I'm still supporting.
You gotta get
Yeah, heck yeah.
Like he's
free
doing.
ticket, bro.
He's doing.
At the very
ticket?
least.
At least I just
hope
want
he gets
to.
more
At
than a
least
free
give
ticket.
me
Free
a chance for
popcorn.
a 16 on the soundtrack.
That's what I was gonna say. At
call
least
it
have you,
even.
at least have him on the soundtrack. That'd be
I
good.
just
They
want to.
gonna have it at the end of
I don't even want a whole song. Just give me a 16, like, or the hook.
That'd be
Like,
awesome.
let me do that.
Yeah.
But now we get to the part of interviewing Miss Toni here.
All right.
Braxton.
Tony's from Rhode Island. What part of Rhode Island you from?
Pawtucket.
Pawtucket.
Tuck it, the
bucket.
bucket.
Hey.
Why is it
Do
dirty?
people call it the bucket over there?
Yes.
They
the
do.
bucket.
Why?
I
They
never
just
knew
throw.
that. Somebody was like, yeah, the bucket. I was like, what, like a chum bucket?
Yo, I swear to God, I just thought the same thing.
I was like, yo, what is, like, is that a restaurant?
Yeah, no, it's literally Pawtucket, the bucket. Like that's just what the city's known
Is
for.
it dirty or something? Or a bunch of buckets they
I
got
mean,
there?
I don't know. I actually don't know the history of where that came from. There's 2 high schools, so I'm just assuming one of the kids just was like, "All right, I'm gonna call it the bucket."
Now you yourself,
idea.
you have a podcast dropping later this year,
Yeah.
Oh no,
and it's
she
called
a op.
The Afternoon Phil.
You said what?
She a op, bro. We can't. She trying to take.
We supposed to be working together. What you mean?
And you have a, what's it called? The Afternoon
The
Refill.
afternoon refill, yeah.
Refill.
Yeah.
And you don't have no dates set yet, right?
Nah, because I don't want no pressure. I don't want anybody
Mm.
having expectations and, expecting something.
Nah,
you
your
just
boy-
don't get what you get
I'm featured on it,
and be satisfied.
and it was good.
Yeah.
I forgot my topic though. So I don't
Your topic is age really nothing but a number?
Oh yeah, that was good.
Like when somebody states their age, does that make you think, all right?
And what did he say?
We know R.
I
Kelly.
want to know if he had the same energy. Because we talked about that too.
Well, y'all gonna have to listen for it.
Yeah.
Y'all have to tune in.
I can't give you the
said that.
content. I can't give you the
said that.
content.
Look, you did. I appreciate you.
Cut that
I
out.
was lucky enough to be on it too.
Yeah.
Thank you for having
Hey.
me. Mine, I don't remember mine
The two
either.
most
What was
important-
mine?
I just
What was
mentioned-
mine?
Did you get a feature?
And yours was talking versus dating.
Yes. What's
Yeah.
the difference? Or
What's
is
the
there
difference?
a difference?
Is there a
Yeah.
difference?
That was a good
And
one. Yeah.
What do you
yes,
think?
Talking versus dating?
Is there a difference?
Oh, here we go again.
There is a
You got to watch the afternoon refill.
No, but I want to hear from her. Like she
Okay, go
wasn't
ahead.
on it.
Give
So
us like
Yeah,
a
she
sneak. Like,
was.
give us like
she wasn't on
we're
that
thirsty.
particular.
Give us a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm in every.
Yeah,
No,
she's
that's
the
right.
host.
Yeah,
as
because you're the host.
But yeah. So I give my.
It's like
I
you,
give
Magno.
My opinion,
You're in all of them.
But in terms of like what everybody else may think, and we also take it to the streets as well. So people
right.
of the public get their say, and then that'll leave it open for anybody who wants to comment. But yeah, talking versus dating. Is there a difference? I do believe there is. I believe talking comes before dating. But here's the thing: people love to use talking as like.
They like
They-
to stay there.
Yeah, they
dwell
want
in
to
there.
stay there because there's no commitment to talking. There's no solid in saying that's my girlfriend. You don't commit to a person.
That could
You
be
don't
in the
commit to
dating part too, though.
conversations, And I don't think that that's okay, especially if you
I
are
agree.
dedicating time after hours during the day, and then all of a sudden you're like, when somebody says, "What
You
are we?"
losing
Number
sleep.
one, I should not be asking that question. It should be clear from the jump. You know what I mean? So,
What makes
yeah.
it clear in your eyes, like to you? Like what's made it clear to you in the past that this dude's feeling me?
See, it's always it was unclear every time. So, so I'm gonna just put it out there.
Y'all gotta do
which is
better,
why,
fellas.
Which is why, for me, I say now, like I have that standard where it's like, when they say actions speak louder than words. Even though your actions don't speak, anyways. It's.
Wow.
I was thinking about that.
Some tea.
No. So actions speak louder than words, but my thing is like, but I still need both.
Okay.
Facts.
I don't
No,
care
that's
which
true.
one speaks louder. I need both of them because I don't want to be deceived when you act like you like me, but then when I actually speak up on it, you don't confirm that, or you don't want to like take that.
And with the afternoon refill, what sparked that idea, and like what's the concept behind it?
The afternoon refill. So I was a host at a Christian radio station in Massachusetts. It was nonprofit, and I was the afternoon host. And so at the time, I wanted to revamp my show because it was just pretty general, and I just wanted to have more of a focus. And I wanted to be creative and, be able to tell any future employers, like, yo, look, this is how I created this show. And I literally thought about every plan, every detail. You know what I'm saying? And to just create something of my own. And so it was the afternoon, and I was like, all right, bet. But then I thought about the fact that like that in the afternoon people are pretty much going on their break, or by that time they're going for their second cup of coffee because they need to wake up. But instead of waking up with coffee, I'm your refill about what's happening, like what's going on during the day. Dope. But then thinking about the podcast, it kind of transformed into, all right, since it's the podcast, I'm going to refill people on the conversations that they have with their friends privately, but we're going to do it publicly. So the way you feel about talking versus dating, the way you feel about age not really, being nothing but a number to you. Like, let's bring that to the forefront. Let's talk about your faith. Let's talk about the questions that you've had about God, or, just anything. Like, let's just talk about it. Except for politics, because I don't really
politics
like
is not
touching, yeah,
it's too much.
And how did you come up with these topics? Were these just things that you kind of were influenced with conversations that you've had with your friends, or just stuff that...
Conversations with the homies, like that's where it all stems from. And even some of the new topics that I have now are based off of conversations that I've had with my friends. Like, as we continue to go on with the topic, dig deeper into the questions, it's like, okay, so if you take a listen to the podcast when it does come out, I remember at one point with you, Kev, there were more questions that I was like, you know what, we're going to have to wait for part 2 because I just thought of another question.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool because you don't realize that you dig deeper into more topics for more conversations. And so overall, I just love the fact that just with talking with my friends or family, like I'm able to pull more topics.
And I don't want to ruin anything for the podcast, for your podcast, but
what you about to ruin? Because when people tell me something, I know they're about to do it anyway.
I know you had like a plan of like getting all the people that spoke on your podcast and doing like a round table type of thing.
Is that why you said that in the beginning of this show, that you were trying to do that?
No.
I'm about to say, yeah, give her props if that.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
What did I say?
We should round up everybody who spoke before. What were you guys going to do?
We're going to do like a live show. Barbecue.
Like, yeah,
the live thing.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, the guests that have been on the show will be invited, but
spoiler alert.
Oh, my
He's
bad.
good at saving himself.
Wow,
Remember that
wow.
My bad.
So disregard whatever she just said. No, but are you
Wow.
are you gonna
He always goes there.
are you gonna is that something that's still in the works?
Yes, it is. And I think it'd be cool because then
We didn't even tell them what it was.
What is it?
We didn't even tell the people what it was that's in the works. So what you're trying to do is get all the speakers you had on your show in the same place to discuss the topics that they didn't touch.
Yes.
And I think that's a dope idea.
Yeah, because now it becomes like I want to say a debate because I just know and my biggest thing is like getting a guy and a girl because I want both opinions.
There's one that I want to touch on called The Chase. I don't know who had that, but I got opinions.
All right, The Chase. So you ready, huh?
I'm ready.
All right, well, you were part of that season, so...
Dre, you can be invited too. Even
I mean, yeah, I'm
okay.
I've been checking my email.
I mean, you got
weeks.
the 2 best hosts.
Yo,
Lying. Oh my
spam and everything, fam. Nothing in the spam.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Where do
you are
you-
more than invited.
Where do you plan to drop the podcast? Like what?
Where?
Yeah.
And what dates too?
No, she's not. She said the
I'm not dropping
dates. She's not dropping it.
Oh, you know.
But what platform do you plan to use?
SoundCloud, iTunes. Just gotta figure out how to.
Sounds familiar, like
how to do
RBT
that.
podcast. No, I'm kidding.
All right, don't let me come for you.
Don't Jordan Peele us.
I got you. All right. Anyways, yeah. So SoundCloud, iTunes. I may or may not do Facebook, but I think that'll be a specialty, like in terms of like.
If you do Facebook, do you have like videos that you recorded for this?
No, for season 1, no.
Oh, okay. But do you plan to do
But for the
videos?
future, yeah.
Word.
I just
Sounds like
I want it to
RBT
be
podcast.
I want it to be real simple. Yo, I really want to know, when did RBT podcast begin? Like,
We've been
who
here.
thought of it?
We all did.
You all did. When?
So,
Dre-
so Dre,
I remember you were a special guest, and then you stayed.
You were a special guest because I had to work that night, and you just stayed.
The money was good.
Dre was an add-on, but we liked him. That we made him a regular.
You know what I'm saying?
He had good energy.
He's like
Built
Coach
different. I'm built
on
different.
New Girl.
Him a check.
So
Except the opposite.
The original people was me, Axel, Shorty, Kevin.
Axel was in
Shor-
it?
Yeah, he was there.
Like
Axel was
inside
there.
the video?
I remember we
No.
went to dinner.
Yeah, we went to
Just about
what's
Oh,
the
you
name
know,
of the
he
place?
was always gonna be the
Yeah, he was always. Axel
We
was
went
always
to
the
that place
producer.
in Malden.
What's the place
it
called? Mystic Station.
We went to Mystic Station.
The best buffalo buffalo chicken
pay you
dip
for that?
ever.
They
hope
hook us
so.
up though.
Shout out to Mystic Station.
Shout out to Mystic
You better
Station.
ask them.
Sponsor us, please.
We
We'll take it.
Yo, we asked someone.
We sat down. I had the idea for the podcast. Shorty came up with like the name. I think we arranged it differently than
Yeah.
what it was originally called. And then so we had the name because of him.
Yeah.
He went and got someone to make the logo. And
Terrible logo, by the way.
The first logo was whack. It was just
I
like
thought you talking about the one you got now. I was like,
Nah.
y'all rocking it heavy.
the first
No.
logo was like a toast.
literally
like with
bread.
With one of like those like dumb smiley faces.
Was there
It
butter?
looked like an all-brand cinnamon toast.
Yeah.
Was
But it
there
would have been
butter
dope if you
though?
had the X's as eyes. You know how like
It looked like a
yeah.
looked like a
cartoon
Save a
version of
Lot
it, like,
cinnamon
y'all
toast
rock
crunch
that.
cereal box.
Toast with
Mascot.
arms and legs?
Like a Family Dollar.
Family Dollar.
No. I thought you said make it to a cartoon. They gonna make a toast running around. No, girl.
No, that's not what I meant. But you know how Johnny Cupcake, what is it? Johnny Cupcakes? He
Yes.
sells t-shirt, like some of his stuff. I don't know. It's like anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how that came along, and that was
Shut up, Shorty.
that was literally at the top of January, or not even.
The
That
top
was
of January?
no, that was December.
So was it before? When was the city retreat?
It was. We came out with the podcast idea before City Retreat. We started shooting the week, like as soon as we came back from
I
retreat.
cracked my neck. Sorry.
Yeah, it was like it was a 2-week process.
Dope.
Yeah.
I've been going on strong.
Yeah.
Congratulations, y'all.
thank you, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Give it up for yourselves.
You clap for us.
Thanks, Axel.
And
First time you gave him love.
No,
So-
you did a phenomenal job. You too, Axel. You're a beast.
Axel.
so where do you shoot your podcast?
So mine's in the car.
And is it gonna stick around? Is it gonna stick in the car for season 2, or are you gonna switch? Like
Y'all gonna have to stay tuned for that.
Do you have a car charger?
I'm trying to stay tuned for season.
Yeah, I want everyone to be a part of season 1, experience it with all those who were a part of the creation of it. But yeah, it starts in the car because we're able to go anywhere. You know what I mean? And so I love the fact that we're able to also interact with each other. But then you'll hear nature in the background through the window if it's hot. I mean, Kev, we experienced that. We're at the park and
They're like a thing of like geese or something like that, or some
Yeah.
bird, right?
Googies.
Goose geese.
anyways, the googies were out that day.
It was
The googies were out that day. But it was really cool to comment on situations happening outside
Yeah.
of the
There was like some
car.
guy that like randomly was just like going by on the cop car.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to
time.
keep talking to you, Tony. We're just gonna have to do a quick break right now,
All
and
right.
we'll tune back in.
Cool.
So we're still here with Tony, and a lot of the lady viewers that we have, they have some gripes about what do we call it? What do you want me to call them?
Female
female
audience?
listeners.
You know,
fan?
women hate when they call them females, right?
That's true. It just sounds weird.
I'm giving them at least like
Stop calling
ladies.
this
You know what I'm saying?
female.
The queens that watch our show.
Yes.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
like that.
The
Yes,
queens
yes.
that tune
Have the
in
same
each and every
energy.
single week.
Yes.
You know, they have gripes about how they feel we generalize them on this show during certain topics, or they feel like we don't really represent them enough. So we're proud to have you, Tony, here to kind of like put an end to that. You know, you're representing for the women right now. That's pressure.
Well, I'm excited.
You're the Wonder Woman of
Oh my
RBT right now.
Let them know we're cool.
I'm gonna stay
Tell them.
humble. Let's go.
Tell them.
So
Very cool, guys.
I wanted to ask you, like, what are some boundaries that you would put as a woman before anything's official?
Boundaries.
Boundaries that you will put before anything's official. For example, I'll give you an
Okay,
example
I was
of
gonna
mine.
ask, put in a sentence.
For me, a boundary. If you're not my girlfriend, we're not kissing.
Okay.
We're not kissing in the talking or dating stage. We're talking once I made you official. You know what I'm saying? What are boundaries that you would put?
Dang, you're rough.
You said that's rough.
You're rough.
I mean, sometimes I gotta go there because dudes be playing. Some dudes.
Yeah.
They don't take you seriously. Because there are options, but the fact that you are deciding to sit here and talk to me my time is valuable. I could be doing something that's beneficial for my life. Not saying that you're not, but I could use it to benefit me in a way that, like, I don't know, that puts me on another level as a single female. And yes, I use female. But it's different when you use it toward yourself. Yeah, so, wow, that's... Wish I had time to think about that. When it comes down to boundaries.
Fire, you got her.
I know,
Yeah, you did get me. You did get me. Boundaries before boyfriend and girlfriend.
Before it's official, yeah.
Before boyfriend.
Before you... You want to phone a friend?
Can I get the language of origin, please?
You want to phone a friend about this?
Use it in a sentence.
Use it in a sentence.
Oh my gosh.
What are the boundaries? So what are we? Boundaries.
Asking for a synonym.
No, it's just something that, like, I haven't, like, necessarily thought about. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean?
I know you got boundaries.
I mean, I do, but when the situation arises, I'm like, all right, this is one of them. So it's not something that I'm, like, thinking about. So, dang, boundaries.
Easier way is think once you actually get with them, what would change? Just think before that. Because you know what's going to change once you get with them. Like, for example, him. He says he can kiss after he gets with them.
Yeah, like, for example, like, right before you get married, there's certain privileges that you both get from each other as a couple. Before marriage, there's different stages of those privileges. No, I'm saying, like, if you prefer, you can't get wife treatment if you're still the girlfriend.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to
Okay.
upgrade that package.
Yeah, that's true. So I will say so I do think when it comes down to like a full relationship, like being a girl.
He was ugly.
Yeah.
He was like,
So there's a game going on, guys. There's a game going on,
the listeners are gonna hate this part.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "What the heck is going on?"
Yeah.
We're watching the
Okay, we're
game.
trying to compose ourselves and think about this. Okay, so yeah, so for me, I think my boundaries are the physical parts, like being physical
Okay,
with someone.
I thought, like, damn, you're gonna
So-
cover his face, like
Nah, it's just
the
I
physical
think-
parts. Like,
Yeah, no, I think when it comes down to being physical, whether that's the kids, I feel like we're gonna have to wait because I need to know you're serious. Like, because the moment, what I've realized for a while is that the moment there's the physical aspect into play before they, say, you know what, I want to confirm that this is a relationship.
Yeah.
I'm your boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, type of thing. They feel like it's already done. It's sealed with a kiss, and that's it. They don't have to say anything. They don't have to do anything more. And it's like, if you want me to be a girlfriend, you gotta continue to treat me in that aspect. You know what I mean? So I think being physical, I don't want them to have this idea that.
what makes it official for you? Do they have to tell you, like, "Oh, you're my girlfriend now"? Like,
Yeah, I mean, not
Like
only
that.
acting, like I said, actions with the words.
Request on Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing. Like, we don't have to be public, especially when we're
Right.
in the date. We're not.
as long as you two know, like,
Exactly. As
that's-
long as we know, we good. Like, I don't want to have to share that with anybody. But that's also me trusting you. You know what I mean? I'm trusting that you're not going to do anything wrong to betray my trust. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things girls out here fear getting cheated on. So
What are you doing?
Are
Do
you,
you have
waiting.
something to
to
say?
talk?
I'm about to drop this mic real quick, okay? You
All right.
ready?
Oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
So what about the spiritual? Like praying with someone? Because that's a tie that I think is way deeper than physical.
Oh, of
This whole
course.
time I'm wondering, what are you?
Yeah.
Yo, fam.
I was like, wait, you want the mic? Like, what you
There's no
doing?
one have my back. Just let me hold.
I'm thinking, yo, is he checking if he has a stroke or something? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, so, okay, repeat that question again. Sorry.
Pretty much, is one of your boundaries anything like spiritual? Like, is there a certain level you'll go with someone prior to dating them in a spiritual sense? Like, would you pray with them? Because again, soul tie is not only through sex. I feel like sometimes also through praying with them. Because if you are the Christian that you're supposed to be, or if you have the faith that you're supposed to have, you take praying serious.
Yeah.
So I feel like the private time that you have with God, you're sharing that with that person.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, no, I do agree with that. I think when it comes down to it, though, like if we don't end up making it official, that doesn't mean us praying is a bad thing. Because you would
Facts.
pray for anybody.
Yeah.
But I feel like also because you guys are talking, you guys will pray differently than you would if you weren't talking. Because the way you would pray with Kevin wouldn't be the same way you would pray with the dude you actually liked. It's like a different.
Well,
I guess when it comes down to what you're praying for, like I'm not gonna say, you know what, I know you need prayer for your grandma, but we're not gonna do that because we're not in a full relationship. So yeah, you're gonna have to call me your girlfriend before we step into praying together about what you're going through or about these situations. Like I already know.
Yeah,
what
I feel like if I'm in
so
a
why not?
like I feel like I'll pray for whoever needs it. You know?
yeah, absolutely.
But I feel like it's a spiritual growth that you have. Like when I pray with my wife, like I hold her hand and when we're praying, you get that feeling.
I think it's
Imagine
more,
doing that with someone.
Yeah,
that's
no,
not,
I get that.
Yeah.
I don't think that would change. Like if they need it, if the person needed prayer even before.
I think
Yeah.
What Dre's trying to say is like it's a different type of prayer. Like,
Yeah.
obviously,
Intimate.
Like, you're not
Yeah.
like, yo, take care of my grandma. She's just going through some things right now. Like it's obviously like you're like praying for like your relationship to be strong. Or, you know, you're praying for like, hey, we don't know what's ahead of us, but
Yeah.
we're just putting it in your hands. I think that is
More or less, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a problem with that. Because at the end of the day, if that's what I would want as we continue, like, why not start?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not gonna.
Well, because physical, you can say the same exact thing. If that's something you would want in the future, because you can't really use that and be like, fair, like, I'm going to pray with you now because I want to pray with you later. Because if we say the same thing about physical, like, I'm not going to kiss you now because I want to kiss you later. So that's why it's a little bit confusing because I wasn't always a Christian, of course. I've only been a Christian since I've been with my wife. And, you know, she used to ask me to pray. And when I first started coming to the faith, it was hard for me to pray with her because I felt like, because she brought me to the faith already, I had the connection with her. So for me to pray with her, I was like, yo, I might as well marry her if I do this. And I didn't know for sure if I wanted to at first. So, like, I was a little hesitant. But, you know, eventually, you know, when we actually start getting serious, like, yo, oh, well, I hope we work. You know what I mean? I had my fingers crossed. I promise I did. So I was like, yo, I hope we work. And I was like, oh, well. So that's when, at that point, I feel like I started, like, getting to it. Because I feel like physical, to be honest, is very minimal. Because you can probably count how many people you physically, not saying, like, kiss and stuff, but, like, physically had, like, a connection with more than people you had, like, a spiritual. Like, it's a different type of bond when it's with the person that you're interested in, even if it's not your husband. But like, if you're dating, like it's your boyfriend. When you're praying, it's like a different type of prayer. And then they also see you at your lowest because my wife, like, sometimes she cries when she prays. And, you know, she does that sometime in church, whatever. But it's a different type of cry she does when she's with me. So like, if I was like her boyfriend or a guy she's talking to and she would do that, you know, like that's like I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
I guess it just depends from couple to couple.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that, to be honest. I would pray for them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would pray with them. Like, because I think, like, most of the stuff that I would want to pray about, I'd have to, like, just bring to God first myself.
Yeah.
And
That's
be
true,
like, you know.
Yeah.
And again, I agree with that because there's certain things that I don't feel comfortable bringing to you because we're talking.
Boundary.
Right.
There we go.
You know? So, yeah, there's
So that is your boundary. We found, hey,
Thanks,
clap
guys.
it
You
up.
guys helped me figure out my
found a
boundary. We did it.
Now,
He gonna be like, hey, mama, let me pray with you real quick. Yo,
I don't want to like pray with you.
yo, he gonna be like, let me pray with you real quick. I got boundaries.
We're not
no,
praying, we're not
Wait till I get a
praying.
promise ring on this
No,
thing.
that's true.
speaking of boundaries,
Yeah.
should a man be worried of how many men, even in the Christian, even in the Christian world with Christian women, should a man be worried how many men are in a woman's DMs or texts or
I thought this was going completely.
Yo,
no?
yo, I thought it was going like friends.
So how many men are in her DMs?
For example, like I'm gonna
like
keep
that.
it a buck. Like I'm a dude that I talk to everybody, but most of the times,
friendly.
yeah, I just talk. I'm just mad friendly. Most of the times, most of the people I talk to,
Hey, how are you?
like, hey, buddy.
What's going on?
Hey, brother of Christ.
I feel like for the most part, I always like.
How are you today?
Now recently, like this hasn't been the case because I've been through like a different season of like just enjoying my singleness and whatnot. But you know, in the past, before I used to talk to just like a lot of women, and it was nothing like intimate. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I just had a lot of women friends.
Yeah.
Now since then, that's like, you know, obviously I went through my season, and I'm like more like stabilized in a sense of like just talk evenly to both sides, and whatnot. But I notice there's a lot of Christian women that always have a flock of guys, and they may not even be entertaining them, like, but should a man be concerned about that? Like,
Or vice versa.
or vice versa?
Because I'm telling you.
Should women be concerned about men that have a flock of women?
Yeah, I guess it comes down to in what way are you entertaining them? Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
Like if they're hitting you in your DMs and you don't know them from nowhere, okay, so then why are you responding? Like what's your reason for, unless they're selling a product or I mean, there's got to be a reason to why they contacted you. If you know them from nowhere and now there's this conversation arising, like
yeah.
I would rather you make a new friend when, you know, like it's different depending on
especially
the
if you're
situation.
talking, like if you were talking to a guy and let's say he had a flock of women just like always DMing him, and he was like, yeah, I don't know why these people would DM me. I mean, obviously he knows, like he's entertaining it.
I mean, they could, like I said, if they DM you and you don't know
If
them
you
from
see
nowhere,
if you
why
see
you
no response,
responding?
yeah. If you see
My
that
thing
they're
is the response.
yeah, the
When you
response.
respond, why are you responding, and what are you responding with?
All right
if
now.
you do,
Okay.
Dang.
Sorry.
Tone guy. They
That's what
don't
I'm
call it
saying.
Tony for nothing.
nah, you know, corny. Nah, but yeah, like, why are you responding? Number one, like, what's the reason?
How about actual, like, just friendships? Because even in the church, like, there are some, like, I sometimes feel like people think because that we're in the same family, you know, the church family, that, like, everyone's innocent, that, you know, oh, they love God, that see what they do on Saturdays. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. Because I've seen people who were in the church before, and I see how they live their lives on one day, and then see how they are in the church. So how about just friendships with the opposite sex in the church? Like, do you like monitor it, or you just say, you know, they're from the church, I trust them? Like, how do you deal with that?
So this is, let's say I'm talking to somebody, or it's my boyfriend and he has a friend.
Friends, because it's always
Or friends.
multiple.
You know, there's always more than one.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good question. So if she was talking to someone and the dude has like mad female friends
Yeah.
or women friends or lady friends, or
I guess my thing is, what happened in your friendship? Like,
what happened?
what happened? Like,
Come talk to me. Come here.
like if there was history.
yeah, was there a point where you guys crossed the friendship line?
Would you ask? You would ask him that?
I would ask.
Like right off the front? Or only if something
I think it's
shows.
important.
Unless I've seen a hint of something where this girl is acting some type of way, and I'm like, I'll be like, hey, y'all ever like talk before, like more than friends? And if that's the case, then it's like, all right, I feel uncomfortable because, I mean,
You don't want to look like a fool. That's
yeah, I'm not about to look like a fool, especially if this girl still has feelings for you.
Yeah.
If you guys are still conversing, like, I just don't want her to get the wrong idea that you're still unless you're giving it to her. If that's the case, then give her all of you, because I don't have time for that.
Wow.
So I think it depends on if you've had a history crossing the friendship line with that person. That's where it's uncomfortable, and I don't want to be a part of that. Figure out, dead it, or you know what I mean. I mean, it's better for you, because if you want to see that person happy and successful and thriving in their future relationship, like, then why not dead them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just to switch it up a bit, going back to like the music thing, because for those that don't know, you are an amazing, talented singer. Just want to say that. And also you're on your worship team, right? And
Yeah.
So just switching it up to like talking about music. I know I have two questions. Number one, you have like your like acoustic type of sessions, music sessions that you do with Raph every now and then, right?
Yeah.
So just describe like what, for those that are maybe interested in, I know you're probably going to do some more in the future, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for
There
those
are
that
more
like
shows.
want to know a little bit more about it, just describe how, like, what that is, how it came about. And then I'll ask you the other question after.
Yeah, so I do Toni Raph. I'm the Tony, he's the Raph, and he does
Never would have guessed it.
he plays guitar. He's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, he's great
at playing
too.
guitar, and I sing, and we do cover songs. We have yet to do songs that I've written, just because I'm very protective of the songs that I've written because
Sure.
they're from a deep place. Like,
Sure.
these are my legitimate thoughts that I've never spoken to whoever it was supposed to be towards.
Thoughts.
So therefore, I'm like very like protective. But either way, we do cover songs and we have shows for like 2 hours, and people just come out. It gives you someplace to go, something to do, and to support people's gift.
Right.
To support the arts and to keep it going.
Absolutely.
Whether or not we're getting paid, I mean, at the end of the day, that would be a definite blessing to get paid to do something that we,
Facts.
absolutely enjoy from the depths of our being.
Yeah.
But the fact that we enjoy it so much so that we're willing to do it without the cost, like without the price, like that's how I know it's God.
Yeah.
So we go to different coffee shops and stuff. So if there's a coffee shop that you own or a coffee shop that you love going to that has open mic opportunities, or they're looking for talent on like a Saturday night, we're definitely available to do that. We'll do park shows. So we'll just show up at a park and just start singing and people crowd around. And also just seeing people united.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe music brings people together.
Yeah, for sure. And you're
You make coffee here?
You guys
Yo,
should,
y'all
we
you
make
should go
coffee.
to that restaurant we went to for your birthday with the guy singing, remember?
What is it?
Oliveras.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
But just quickly, if you want to just shout out you and Tony's Instagram, or even your Instagram too, that would
Me and
people
Tony?
follow.
You
I'm
and
sorry,
Tony.
you and
No, I'm just
Raf.
kidding. Yeah. So it's Toni Raff, Toni with 2 I's, Tonii, Raff, RAF. It would be 1 eye, but somebody already got that. So
Damn.
yeah, it's supposed to be 1 eye.
Yeah.
So for Instagram, it's 2 eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow us. Keep updated with all the shows and whatnot. And we have videos on YouTube, but we always keep the link on the Instagram bio. So
Cool, for
check
sure.
it out. Yeah.
And I also just wanted to ask, like, I feel like I remember we had the discussion like a little while ago, but in terms of like R&B or just artists in general, I guess, who would be like your top 5 like favorite artists? Like,
Can't ask a singer that.
no, but I feel like because we had like
I know
this
what you're talking
debate
about.
where like,
She feel it right here.
yeah, I know, like, yeah, because I remember. Like we talked about, I remember when like Frank Ocean came out, and we were like, "Ooh, "Yes, Frank
I
Ocean."
was
But
feeling it for Frank.
then, like one artist that me and you know that a lot of people never heard of, which I think they should, is going to be Justin Nizuko.
Yes.
A lot of people have never heard. Have you guys ever heard of him?
Justin Azuka.
Justin Timberlake, I heard him.
No, not Justin Timberlake.
Our point exactly.
Exactly, which is like
his cousin.
a great talent that
It
people
is.
should know more about.
Check the family
Yes.
tree.
So that's why I was just curious to know
Underrated
which other artists are in kind of like that.
JP
realm.
Cooper, who's from the UK.
He does the the
Absolutely.
I love JP.
Freaking
I love JP
phenomenal.
Cooper. Yeah.
Vocalist.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking like singer songwriter, just on a level that I'm like infatuated with.
Yeah.
Because he allows the live instrument, like even though you'll hear like the mastered piece, the mastered production, but like when it's live, like you rather hear the live version with the real instruments than to hear what is created through technology.
Right.
And so I appreciate that so much. So JP Cooper, oh my gosh, love him. I also love this group right out of New York called Third Story. They are 3 guys who harmonize absolutely amazing together. Their voices are different, like so different individually, but together it's like shocking that it works. But it definitely like warms your heart when you hear them.
For sure.
And so they write stuff too, but just the way that, like, when I see people who are so creative, I'm like, I see God in you.
Wow.
Because our God is creative.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so when it comes down to seeing somebody switch up a song to where I don't even want to listen to the artist's
The original
version,
did it? Yeah.
that means a lot to me. Or a great lyricist. Like, if I hear, like, an analogy that you just made, like, through this, like, I'm blown away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you might not even have the best voice, but you can write. I'm like, okay, this is it. Another artist that I like is John Bellion. I feel like
He's a beast.
yeah.
I think he is phenomenal. Like, his whole album, I remember, I was talking to my sisters and we heard Guillotine, which is the song with one of his homeboys. And then she listened to the rest of the album and didn't like it. And for me, I'm always the girl who I like the mainstream stuff, but give me the stuff that's like that screams them, like it's
Right.
them. You know
Right.
what I mean? When
Yeah.
you hear it, you're like, that's John Bellion, that's JP right there. But if you're hearing all that mainstream stuff, it's like you only like what they have to offer to everybody.
There's a duo out of UK that just they haven't just come out, but they just kind of got publicity. They've been doing it for like 10 years. Their name is Children of Zeus, and there's one dude. One of them is like a rapper. He's decent. I'm not gonna lie, but the singer is amazing. There's a song called they have. It's called Crown,
Yeah.
and it's one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life.
Word?
Like the song Crown. Like
Wow.
you say you like analogies. He has
Yeah.
analogies that are like crazy. Like
I
in
like
there.
that. I like that. So yeah, there's some really underrated artists
Yeah.
like that frustrates me so much just because the gift that they were given, like everyone's just overlooking it to highlight what's I guess obvious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, but the things that matter the most are the ones that you have to look deeper for. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like think about diamonds. Like you have to dig for that stuff.
Right. Absolutely.
So why
yeah.
you just like grabbing what's already on the surface?
That's why I wanted
So-
to ask you because there's so many great artists that people don't even know about, and they're so concentrated on like
Yeah.
little
The mainstream people.
whatever, and then all these artists that just it gets frustrating too.
It's very frustrating.
It gets frustrating.
But at the same time, I'm not mad. Don't
No,
put them
no,
on
of course.
mainstream because I don't want them to change who they are and what they write and how they write. Like for Ty,
Right.
I feel like
breathtaking.
I feel like we could complain about that, but the public gets to decide what's mainstream and what's not.
That's
They
true.
do.
Yeah.
They
You know what I'm
do. They do.
So I feel like if we want to see these artists, if we want to see the artists that we love on the forefront, we need to be the ones spreading their music from people to people,
Right.
and
Right.
supporting their shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it's a love-hate thing because a lot of artists who were like not mainstream that did end up becoming mainstream have to change who they are. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
period. Like,
And I can't blame them. Like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you need to thrive.
Yeah. and
need
then you're
money.
like, oh, you about to give me how much?
all good about
All right,
adapting.
scoopity poop. Scoopity poop. Nah, like I just think it comes down to you standing your ground and saying, nah, this is what I've worked for.
Right.
This is the sound that I want to produce and give to the people who genuinely love me for me.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
And
Sure.
before we close out, just one last question. Due to the fact that you are involved like in podcasts, you obviously have your tour with Raph going around. How does it feel to be not only like you're representing out there the kingdom, but you're also like a black female, and you don't really get to see
Queen.
too many of them,
Queen.
huh?
queen.
What?
Queen.
A black queen. You're also a black queen.
I
You know,
see. Thank you. I appreciate you.
representing. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the culture. And is that something that you in your mind process when you like get into all these things and realize that it hasn't been fair in the past for
I
a lot of
do.
black women?
I have to be mindful of my moves. There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Just because you're expected to come off a certain way or to act a certain way or your style, like just everything about me, there's already like an assumption of like how I should be, you know? And so my goal in life isn't to prove people wrong, it's just to do what I'm supposed to do, which is sing or, you know, continue to talk to people, build them up. So I'm not gonna stop doing that because you expect me to be a certain way.
Right.
If anything, your mind's gonna change because I continue to push through what you think. You know what I mean? So the goal in life now is just to continue doing me and being who God created me
Right.
to be, or growing into that because I feel like I'm not.
I like
There
that.
yet.
See, you speak like a true creative. So a lot of people always do what their audience or their fans or supporters want them to do. But I think it's more important that your supporters let you do what your creative space has brought you into, so that they then could be surprised. Like, yeah, you may have liked Toni's first product, but let her switch it up in the next one and let her show you a different side
Yeah.
of what she has to offer.
Real quick, perfect example of that. I love the fact that you said that. James Bay, you guys know
Yeah.
he's saying "Let It Go," and he switched up his vibe 100% on this new album. Second album out, so many people are like, I don't know about this new James Bay. I'm like, this dude is versatile. The fact that he just killed this entire, like, he completely, I mean, he's still in the same genre, but the sound, the fact that he can switch his sound and it still sounds great, and you're mad, like, I thought it was genius. So that made me love him even more. Because now he's not just giving me just one, there's more to him. And he's allowing us to see that. So I feel like it's disrespectful when you deny somebody of all that they are. Because that first album and the second album is still the same person.
That Miles Davis used to get that criticism. All his albums sound different from one another. So people were mad when one didn't sound like your typical jazz record. And then he switched it up. He would concentrate on drums on one. He would concentrate on horns on the other. And so it will bring him to a different space sonically. So his true like fans that started from the beginning, I wouldn't even say true fans, but the people that started from the people that started from the beginning would get mad.
Right.
So I appreciate that you do that, because I feel like every creative should be able to just create freely and open space and give the supporters what you want them to see. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should dictate what they should listen to.
Exactly. That's the reason why they should be coming to you anyway.
Yeah. Because they're digging into your life.
Exactly. You know? So I'm going to give you what I got. And that's from my soul. So.
Toni, we thank you so much for being on the show.
It was an honor.
We'll definitely have you on again. Because I know we got some good stuff going on.
Yeah.
And stay tuned to everything we're doing. If you want to catch us live, come this Friday to 52 Russell Street, 8 o'clock,
it's lit.
Cambridge.
Okay.
We'll be there at the city. You can chat with us live, have these same conversations. And, just stop by. Peace.